Hello. Welcome back. Too Lit to Quit.
What?
Last episode of ours, The Sorrows of Satan by Marie Corelli. We love her. We love her very much. And we hope that you guys have so far enjoyed this little story. And maybe we've influenced you to pick up a book of hers.
It's
she has some great
mine. Because I definitely want to read it.
I'm telling you, that one and Thelma. We'll do another one about Thelma because Thelma's real good. It's real good. Anyways, so where we left off was basically that Tempest was finding this newfound, happiness with all these new people. He's thinking everything's going right. He's bribing some people, getting his his publication done so that he can get somewhere. And he's getting jealous of Mavis because Mavis doesn't have to do those things. Mavis Clare. And, Lucio's just tagging along, rooting for him and, seeming to be the best friend.
Best friend.
Totally take care of him. Yeah. So here is a huge thing that happens, and it's super, super ironic to me, and I'll tell you why, okay? So Lady Sybil kills herself. But here's where we start, okay? Okay? Yes, comma. So here's where we start. Lucio is who she was interested in. Lady Sybil, he ends up marrying her, right? Okay. Not Lucio, Tempest. Tempest ends up marrying her, right? Okay. So Tempest marries her. You remember how he said he would not marry a lady until he found his perfect woman. The perfect woman, right? So he marries her. She only marries him because he's got $5 million and Lucio's looking mighty fine to her. and that's...
I can't blame her.
Yeah, that's what she's thinking in her head, right? So she marries him with the intention of throwing herself at Lucio, right? Lucio rejects her. Yeah. Satan himself says, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Oh, that hurts.
So she kills herself.
I would too.
She killed herself for that.
If Satan rejected me.
Literally. And wait, my whole thing, the most ironic part of this is that, he wanted his perfect woman before he would get married, and he finds his perfect woman, and she kills herself because his best friend doesn't want her.
Literally marries him just because she wants his friend. And she's the perfect woman.
And she's the perfect woman. And it's that part threw me for a whole loop because she gets poison and drinks poison and kills herself and writes a lengthy suicide note basically saying this is why I did this. And it's not even because she doesn't even put that. She blames it on totally different things.
Really?
Yeah, totally different things. She pretends like that never happened. She's he wanted me. He just won't admit it. And I'm just depressed, so...
Yeah, I'm not doing this because of Lucio.
Yeah, not because he doesn't want me, not because of that, but...
No, literally not.
So she kills herself. After that, well, not even after that, actually, before that. I should have mentioned this before, but... So, Tempest has basically become what he always hated at this point. He is a very vain socialite that married someone that was even more vain than he. And so then she kills herself, and he's just left there as everything that he despised before he became what he is now.
Surrounded by everything he hates.
Yeah, everything that he hated, everything that he would talk bad about, everything that he wanted to avoid, he has become that. And it's crazy. It corrupts his literary ideals. He can't even recognize, like I said, what he was reading.
And how do you keep writing when you change so much?
Yeah. He everything that he was writing about before, he didn't even agree with anymore. He had completely changed his whole mindset on what he was writing about. And he was writing, if I'm not mistaken, a fiction book. And they were like, this is never going to go anywhere because it's fiction and you should write nonfiction. And so I feel like his whole opinion kind of changed to the publication's opinion. He was just like, you're right, this is wrong, I shouldn't have written this. But so yeah, he has all of that. Tempest is too full of himself to understand what is actually happening, that the only reason he got published is because of his money. He's the bribery and all of these different things that he was able to pull off because he has these newfound riches. And he basically just doesn't realize what's actually happening because he's thinking in his head, I'm just that good. Kind of, basically.
I'm just amazing.
He's he's literally just I'm just him. I can't.
So humble.
Yeah, he's just I'm
that guy.
I pulled myself out of the trenches. I'm here now. I'm better than everybody.
Yeah. I am him.
I am him. Yeah. He's like, I'm actually a god. So
literally.
Yeah. He's like Satan.
And
who?
nothing ever bad has happened to a character who thought he was God.
Yeah, nothing bad has ever happened. Kind of narcissist. Anyways, so Lucio says, hey, let's go sailing to Egypt, right? So they go to Egypt. They go sailing to Egypt. So nice and just fancy, right? They're rich now. They
I know. Let's go sailing to Egypt.
Go take daddy's boat, you know, all that stuff. Yes. So anyways, they go to Egypt. On the way back, they get caught in a storm. And Lucio tells Tempest, I'm Satan. He's just like, I have been Satan this whole time.
Well, why doesn't he tell him? He just like he's like, I need to now.
It's basically like a heat in the moment type of thing, and he's just he's just like, you know, you need to know this information.
Yeah.
And there's a big storm happening and stuff like that, and so they kind of have a little bit of conflict, and then he's basically just like, yeah,
turn left. No, I'm Satan.
No, I'm Satan. I'm Satan. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so he basically ends up telling him that, and after that, he takes him on a luxury cruise through hell. Oh. This is where the whole, the whole book's crazy, but this is where the book is just like, what? What's happening? You're in hell right now? Like, right now? On a cruise?
On a cruise ship?
On a cruise ship?
On a Carnival Cruise Line?
Yeah. You got the Royal Caribbean down there? What's going on? So, yeah, they go on a cruise through hell, and he witnesses all of Lucio's inmates being, like, tortured, textbook style, like, just military.
Very tortured.
Yeah, very tortured. Like, they're being very tortured. Bay. Yes, okay. Very tortured, yeah. So he witnesses that, and he's like, now look, you can sell your soul to me, or you can get rid of all of your riches, and you can leave. And Tempest is like, this is a bombshell. Like, you've been Satan this whole time. You're my cousin. Like, we're family now.
And you're Satan. You're Satan. And I have to give all my money.
Yeah, I either have to decide to sell my soul to you and keep my riches, or I have to give it all away and go back to being poor and repent and go back to God.
Oh my gosh.
And for the first time in the whole book, he was actually sensible. And he says, I'm going to give you back all my riches. And I'm going to dip.
Oh, that would have been so fun if he was like, you know what? I will sell myself.
I will. No, like literally. And honestly, I feel like the only reason Marie Corelli couldn't have done that is because she was like, this book will never sell. Literally. If I let him sell his soul. That ending. Yeah, she was like, maybe I shouldn't.
Even though it's realistic to men.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, so he basically is just like, I don't want to do that. I want to be happy and healthy and flourishing as a poor man. Okay. That's happy. So, and not mean. Yeah.
Not so gross.
So he goes back to it. And this right here is my favorite part of the whole book. I don't know why, but this stands out to me so much. And it's so ironic and it's amazing. So, as we all know, back in the Victorian time, women weren't able to really like chase their dreams or do anything productive with their life other than sitting at home and having kids and taking care of them and teaching them and blah, 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 blah. Making sure husband's happy. Yeah. Right? So, and that's basically what Tempest believes too, is, you know, these women don't deserve this happiness. They don't deserve anything. They should just do what I want them to do and be what I want them to be.
Yeah,
right?
They should sit on the couch and have kids.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what he thinks. But then once he turns back to God and he goes back to his poor lifestyle that he had, he ends up, very ironically, seeking out Mavis Clare's approval throughout the remainder of the novel. Like, that's all he wants, is for her to approve of his writing and his literary abilities. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just crazy to me because at the beginning he's like, women can't form an opinion.
Women are dumb.
He literally says women cannot form an opinion. And they're not capable of it. He's like, I want your opinion. I want your opinion, and I want it to be a good opinion. Please. And that is kind of mind-boggling to me.
Walking like a dog.
Like, literally, yeah. He's just like, I can't believe it. And I don't know. He kind of deserves it, of course. Yeah. But at the same time, it's just like, wow. He just ends up like, and at the beginning, he's claiming for a male. He wants the male to approve him. Yeah. And then at the end, he wants the woman to approve him.
Does he get her approval?
No, not in the book. No. I don't, maybe one day he did. I don't know.
Someday off.
And this novel,
the second book, His Sorrows of Satan 2.
Yeah, part 2. But yeah, so I don't know.
That's crazy.
But I don't know. It kind of blows my mind. That's my favorite part, is that he ends up wanting a woman's approval,
like begging for it,
just
Does he
eating
go to
him
her?
away.
Does he like write?
He
to
does
her?
write to her. I know that for sure. I can't remember if he actually goes to her. I know he writes. I know he sends her lots of manuscripts.
Like, please.
Yeah, he wants her
this,
to approve.
like it. Like,
and of course she doesn't because they already didn't get along.
Yeah, and now he's like just being greedy.
Yeah, he was
not greedy, but like
desperate.
Yeah.
And
desperate.
and at one point he literally says that he doesn't like her because he doesn't like women that can write. And so now you need her approval, and she's a woman that writes. So.
I think that's a great character change, though.
It is.
It shows his what's the good word? Change?
Yeah. It shows him growing.
Yeah.
Going back, like reverting and actually doing it. Shows his repentance.
It does really
I think it's crazy too if it is Marie Corelli. Like if that is her character, I think that's even like more ironic too because she's just like,
yeah, I'm the best.
This is me.
You should ask
you
for
want my approval. I know how to write a good book. I love that. I love that for her.
I would too.
I really do.
You know, I feel like a lot of Victorian like literature just has just like it's like just little fan fictions about they'll always add themselves. They'll be like Dante's Inferno adds himself.
Yeah.
Well, he's in it. Why is he in it?
Yeah.
I love when they do that. I love
and she does it secretly too. She's just
it's not like in your face.
And see, I don't know who that is, but they got the same initials as me, and they kind of act like me a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah,
Mavis. Yeah, I love Mavis.
Mavis Clare. What?
I love her.
Yeah,
no, you should look for her approval.
You totally should. Yeah, but I love that. I think it was a really good book. I think it ended up bringing out a lot of different themes. You know, the good versus the evil, rich, poor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I definitely
roller coaster.
I know. I'm so happy I picked this book too because we had a whole list to pick from.
I'm so glad you picked it too because I like legitimately think this is a cool story.
It's super cool.
I think it's a really cool story.
And you should read the plot about like some of her other books too because Marie Corelli is a talented woman. You totally should. Thelma's really good too.
Like a little again, I don't know if this is true, but
I actually have it.
Wikipedia that like she was a trendsetter. Like after that book, there were babies being named Thelma.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey girl.
I know. Yeah, and it makes me sad too because she is not that known.
She's not.
Like, nobody knows her. And I was talking to my professor about it, too. My professor had pointed out that, like, no one knows who Marie Corelli is. She's so forgotten.
Well, so, like, I'm a little iPad kid. I love a good, like, video documentary. And there are video documentaries over, like, every single, like, you know, major historian. I looked her up It was one video. And I was like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, she deserves so much more.
She does. She really does.
And the crazy thing about the fact that there's only one, there's so much misinformation out there on Marie Corelli. It's hard to know what you're speaking correctly. Yeah. Because a lot of it is probably very likely to be wrong. Because a lot of people, that's why I stuck so hard with that Bertha book, the Memoirs of Marie Corelli.
Yeah, because it's like, it's a real account.
Yeah, like she witnessed it.
The person who would know her the best.
Exactly.
It's basically like Marie wrote it.
Especially because Marie was so private from the press.
Yeah.
That there was nothing. There was nothing.
Nothing.
She didn't want there to be anything. So I guess it's also respectful in a way, but at the same time, she deserves to be
She deserves
recognized.
Recognition, though.
Because she did amazing.
I'm sure she wouldn't be upset about getting to know.
I definitely agree.
That was really fun. I'm so glad you brought me on.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you invited me.
I know.
Here.
I'm so glad that we got to do this.
Fun.
And yeah, so I guess we'll be seeing you guys again once we get done with Thelma.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye. Too lit to quit. Peace out.